Let's set the record straight. War isn't all about glory and strategy. It's mostly about being cold, wet, and desperately hungry. Picture this. You're knee-deep in mud. It's been raining for days, and all you've eaten is a rock-hard biscuit. Then the distant clang of the field kitchen bell rings out, a beacon of hope. But there's a catch. The supply truck with the good stuff is gone, blown up by enemy fire. The cooks, they're under immense pressure. They're not just making dinner, they're manufacturing morale. With a few tins of questionable beef and some wilted carrots, they have to feed 1,000 men. If they fail, the whole army grinds to a halt. No food, no fight. Their pantry? Just crates in a lorry stringy beef, onions and mystery meat. Yet from this they must conjure a hot filling stew for hundreds. It seems impossible, but surrender isn't an option. Instead, they perform culinary miracles, turning scraps into sustenance. Their secret? Not fancy spices, but a rugged, ingenious method born of desperation. This food hack didn't just fill bellies, it fueled victory, one steaming ladle at a time. It was simple, practical, and absolutely brilliant, and it kept the army moving. You might think the answer is smaller portions. Wrong. Starving soldiers can't fight. Less food means less strength, less morale. The real trick? Addition, not subtraction. Enter the extender, not an ingredient, but a philosophy. Take a little meat, stretch it with oats, barley, or dried peas. These grains aren't sides, they're the foundation, soaking up every bit of flavour. A tin of corned beef, some onions, and a mountain of oats becomes a cauldron of hearty stew. Soups thickened with hardtack, gravy built from scraps. Every meal was a masterclass in making more from less. The result? Scarcity turned into abundance through pure cleverness. Soldiers got full and spirits stayed high. It was the art of bulking up, perfected under fire. And it worked. Here's how the magic happened. Start with a precious bit of meat, or even just bacon grease, guarded like treasure. Brown it, boil bones for stock, waste nothing. Next, the bulking agents, oats, peas, lentils, barley, added by the shovel. These grains expand, turning a small pot into a feast. Vegetables, potatoes, carrots, onions add bulk and sweetness. Even the water from boiling veg is reused for flavour. Leftovers never wasted. Mashed potatoes thicken soup, stale bread becomes crunchy topping. Every scrap is recycled into the next meal. It's a rolling system of culinary recycling. The result? A never-ending stew pot, always ready to feed the hungry. That's how you keep an army marching. Every unit had a legendary cook, but none like Corporal Stewie McTavish. When supplies ran out, Stewie's giant stew pot, never emptied, became the battalion's lifeline. He added oats, onions, wild greens, anything edible. The result was odd, but it was hot, filling, and kept everyone going. They called it McTavish's Mulligan, a stew born of desperation and ingenuity. Stewie wasn't just a cook, he was a lifeline, keeping the engine running when all seemed lost. That's the power of a good cook in war. Food isn't just fuel, it's hope. A hot meal in the trenches was a message. You're not forgotten. Thick, hearty stew, even if mostly oats, lifted spirits and built confidence. Abundance, even if artificial, made soldiers feel strong and cared for. The cooks weren't just feeding bodies, they were fighting despair. Shared meals built camaraderie, turning grumbling into bonding. The food became a symbol of unity and survival. It was the glue that held the unit together. A well-fed army is a happy, effective army. And the cooks were the quiet psychologists, ladle in hand. We celebrate war heroes, but rarely the cooks. Yet these men were vital, masters of zero waste, inventing meals from scraps. Potato peelings became snacks, bacon grease was gold, veg water became soup. Every calorie saved was a small victory. Their kitchens were muddy ditches, their ovens oil drums, their supplies unreliable. Under fire they fed thousands day after day. Their grit and ingenuity kept morale alive. They were magicians, morale officers and improvisers. They deserve monuments, cast iron, shaped like a stew pot. Next time you watch a war film, remember, it wasn't just courage that won the day, it was breakfast. Army cooks turned humble ingredients into the fuel of victory. Their techniques, bulking, zero waste, flavour building, are lessons in resourcefulness. They made do, innovated, and kept the army moving. It was teamwork, quartermasters, foragers and cooks all playing their part. The humble army stew became a symbol of resilience. Sometimes the most powerful weapon is a hot meal and the will to survive. So here's to the cooks, the unsung, oat-wielding heroes of victory.